Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech Goods, the place where we break down the latest and greatest in consumer tech, so you can make smarter buying decisions. In today's in-depth review, we're diving into a premium soundbar system from Sony, the Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 6, also known as the HTB600. This sleek and powerful 3.1 two-channel soundbar system promises a truly cinematic experience in your living room, thanks to Dolby Atmos, DTS, and a wireless subwoofer. Whether you're upgrading from TV speakers or an older soundbar, stick around, because we're unpacking everything, from design and setup to real-world performance, music playback, and of course, user reviews. Let's get into it. At first glance, the Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 looks sleek and modern. It has a clean, minimalist profile that blends easily into most living room aesthetics. Despite housing multiple speaker drivers, the soundbar remains compact and lightweight, making it suitable for both wall mounting or sitting on a TV stand. The included subwoofer is wireless, which is a huge plus for flexible placement. The system features 3 front-firing speakers, including a dedicated center channel, along with 2 up-firing speakers that bounce sound off the ceiling for that 3D spatial effect. Everything feels well-built and premium, from the matte texture on the soundbar to the slightly heavier, durable subwoofer enclosure. It's clear that Sony paid attention to both acoustic performance and form factor here. Inside the box, you'll find the main soundbar unit, the wireless subwoofer, 2 power cords, an HDMI cable, a compact remote control, and footers for stand placement. Sony thankfully includes the HDMI cable, something that many other brands don't, which is great for out-of-the-box setup. You'll also get documentation, including a QR code that directs you to download the BRAVIA Connect app. The setup is smooth and intuitive, and Sony deserves credit for bundling all the essentials you need to get started without having to make an extra trip to the store. Setting up the BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 is refreshingly simple. You plug in the power cables to both the soundbar and subwoofer, then connect the HDMI cable between your TV and the soundbar's eARC HDMI port. Note: eARC is essential. Without it, you won't get full support for formats like Dolby Atmos. Most newer TVs support eARC, but if yours doesn't, you'll want to double-check before purchasing. Once connected, the BRAVIA Connect app guides you through finalizing the setup. It helps you pair the subwoofer, adjust placement settings based on your seating position, and test connections. The whole process takes around 10 to 15 minutes. While most of the controls are in the app, switching to Bluetooth mode requires going into the app, something that could have been more convenient with a physical button. Sony designed this system for immersive spatial audio, and it shows. The 3.1.2 channel configuration includes those dual up-firing speakers that bring in vertical dimension, simulating overhead sounds. Dolby Atmos and DTS support create an enveloping sound field, especially when watching content mixed for these formats. Dialogues come through incredibly clear, thanks to the center channel, and the soundbar does a great job separating voices from background effects. Whether it's whispered conversations in a thriller or chaotic explosions in an action film, everything is well-balanced and highly detailed. Soundfield mode enhances this even more by simulating surround effects. It's not true 5.1, but it's close enough for most rooms, especially if your space doesn't allow for physical rear speakers. One of the standout features is the dedicated center channel speaker, which dramatically improves dialogue clarity. It performs particularly well during action-heavy sequences where it's easy to lose track of what characters are saying. If you pair the soundbar with a compatible Sony BRAVIA TV, you unlock Voice Zoom 3, an AI-powered technology that further sharpens dialogue and lifts voices above the rest of the mix. For those with hearing impairments or anyone who struggles with movie audio, this feature alone might be a game-changer. Even if your TV doesn't support it, the native dialogue clarity is already impressive. When it comes to music playback, the BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 holds its own. Bluetooth connectivity is smooth and responsive, with very little latency. Streaming from your smartphone is easy, and genres like EDM, hip-hop, rock, and classical all sound well-balanced. If you enable Soundfield mode, you get a wider soundstage, while bass levels can be adjusted in the app to suit your preferences. The DSEE, Digital Sound Enhancement Engine, helps restore acoustic detail in compressed audio files or older recordings. The difference isn't massive, but it's noticeable with certain tracks. Overall, music performance is more than satisfying for casual listening or even hosting a party. Sony's BRAVIA Connect app is your command center. It allows you to adjust volume, bass, sound modes, input sources, and even apply firmware updates. It's sleek and functional, but there are a few minor quirks. For example, the soundbar's indicator light will flash to confirm a change, but doesn't show what setting you're on. You have to check the app for that. The remote, while compact and useful, isn't backlit, which is frustrating during nighttime movie sessions. Despite those small annoyances, the overall control experience is smooth, and the app-based setup will be especially welcome for non-tech-savvy users. The system includes several sound modes: movie, music, and night voice, which can be toggled through the app or remote. Movie mode offers an expansive soundstage, while music mode keeps everything tighter and more rhythm-focused. Night mode is particularly helpful for late-night watching, reducing high frequencies and rumbling bass while maintaining voice clarity. Combine that with voice mode, and you've got a very neighbor and family-friendly solution. These modes add practical value, especially if you're juggling different content types throughout the day. Let's talk about what real users are saying. One reviewer upgraded from an old Samsung soundbar and was blown away by the clarity and immersive sound quality of the Theater Bar 6. They praised the simplicity of setup and were surprised at how close this soundbar came to replicating a traditional surround system. Another user, testing it in a mid-sized living room, noted that sound field mode significantly improved the experience, especially when watching trailers and big action films. Both users appreciated the night and voice modes, found Bluetooth streaming seamless, and felt the subwoofer delivered satisfying, punchy bass. On the downside, a few users wished for more physical buttons on the soundbar itself and a backlit remote. Also, the system doesn't allow for adding more speakers in the future, so it's not ideal if you're planning to expand. While the BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 is excellent in many respects, it does have a few limitations. As mentioned, there's no upgrade path. You can't add additional speakers or components down the line. It also performs best with newer Sony BRAVIA TVs, where features like Acoustic Center Sync and Voice Zoom 3 are fully supported. If you have a different TV brand, you'll still get great performance, but you might miss out on some of the fine-tuned integration. Lastly, advanced audiophiles looking for granular EQ adjustments may be left wanting, as there are no deep equalizer settings available. The Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 is an outstanding all-in-one audio solution for home theater enthusiasts who want immersive sound without the complexity of a full surround system. It's easy to set up, offers rich cinematic audio, and delivers clear dialogue even in noisy environments. With Dolby Atmos and DTS support, a powerful wireless subwoofer, and user-friendly features like the BRAVIA Connect app and voice enhancement modes, this system punches well above its weight. If you're using basic TV speakers or a dated soundbar, this is a massive upgrade. And even if you're not part of the Sony TV ecosystem, it's still a solid pick worth considering. That's it for today's review of the Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 on Tech Goods. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dive tech reviews, and let us know in the comments what audio setup you're currently rocking, or if you've tried the HTB600 yourself. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.